All right, boys and girls, now we're going to move on to the last section, example 7. This is going to be the last example, but I'm going to give you two, okay? So these are examples from calculus. So we want to verify the identity, so same thing that we've been doing, okay? Again, you're using your identities, and just so you know, answers will vary, okay? There's more than one way to do this. We're going to simplify cosine of cube of x, and we want it to equal, oops, that was supposed to be cosine of x, sorry. Cosine of x minus cosine of x times sine squared of x, okay? So this has to match that. And I know there's more things to work with here, which is perfectly fine. You can either work with the left-hand side or the right-hand side. That's completely up to you, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and work with the right-hand side this time, okay? So cosine of x minus cosine of x times sine squared of x, I can factor out a cosine, okay? So I'm going to write cosine of x and then 1 minus sine squared of x, okay? So I factor out a cosine of x, and now I have 1 minus sine squared of x, which this right here, this is a Pythagorean identity, okay? The one that you should be looking at is sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x equals 1. So 1 minus sine squared of x will actually give us cosine squared of x, okay? And I already have cosine of x. So when we multiply same trig function, all we do is just add the exponents. So now I have cosine cube of x. And that's it, okay? Left-hand side match the right-hand side. All right, awesome. Let me give you one more for this one. Okay, so this is example B, and we have cosine cube of x times sine fourth of x equals sine fourth of x minus sine sixth of x times cosine of x, okay? So for the first one, I worked with the right-hand side. For this one, I'm going to go ahead and just work with the left-hand side. So notice we have a bunch of sines and then just one cosine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to factor this out. So I'm going to write it as cosine of x times cosine squared of x. And then I'm just going to keep this sine fourth of x. Okay. So again, I just factored this one out. So just in a way expand. Okay. Again, it doesn't matter if you work with the left hand side or the right hand side. You choose. It's up to you. And then I know that cosine squared of x is the Pythagorean identity. So I can use the one that sine squared of x plus cosine squared of x equals 1. So if I rewrite this, this will give me 1 minus sine squared of x, okay? And then I'm going to keep my cosine of x, and I'm going to keep my sine fourth of x, okay? Since I only want one cosine of x, then I'm not going to do anything with this. See, I want to keep those the same. So I'm just going to leave that here. So the only thing that I feel like I could do is to distribute that sine of fourth of x. And I'll do that here to each one. So now I'll have sine fourth to the x minus, we're multiplying. So remember, you should be adding exponent. So sine 6 of x. And then on the outside, we'll keep cosine of x. And they should be exactly the same. Now, remember, this is a product, so it doesn't matter. It's like saying 3 times 4 or 4 times 3, okay? Notice our factors are exactly the same. And that's it, okay? So you should have enough to do the checkpoint. Again, if there's anything you didn't understand, you need help, clarification, anything, jump in the chat and I'm more than willing to help you, okay? So you should have enough to do the checkpoint and then try the homework, okay? So a lot of the examples that I gave you today should be able to kind of overlap and help some of the homework that you started on Friday, okay? And we're going to turn it in all in as one, okay?